Disclaimer: the content in this video was not created by a licensed mental health professional. It is intended for informational and reflective purposes only, and should not be used as a substitute for professional diagnosis, treatment, or therapy. If you are struggling with your mental or emotional health, or if this topic brings up distress for you, please consider seeking support from a qualified therapist, counselor, or healthcare provider. If you ever feel that you may be in danger or at risk of harming yourself or others, contact local emergency services or a crisis hotline immediately. You are not alone, and help is available. Now, let's get into the video. Infidelity is not merely a betrayal of trust. It is an upheaval of the very architecture of safety in a relationship. For a woman who believed in the stability of her partnership, discovering that her partner has been unfaithful can feel as though the ground itself has shifted beneath her feet. The realization often comes suddenly, sometimes through a shocking confrontation, sometimes through circumstantial evidence, but in certain cases, the revelation comes from an external party, perhaps even from the other woman herself. The effect of this type of disclosure is particularly intense because it layers humiliation and powerlessness on top of grief and confusion. In the immediate moments after the truth is revealed, the nervous system reacts as though a life-threatening threat has occurred, triggering the body's fight, flight, or freeze responses. This is why post-infidelity stress disorder, or PISD, can mirror the symptoms of more widely recognized forms of trauma. Women experiencing PISD often report a sense of disorientation. Their mind repeatedly revisits the moment of discovery, replaying it as though the event is still occurring. This cognitive looping can make it difficult to distinguish between past and present, blurring the boundaries between memory and reality. The intensity of these intrusive thoughts can make ordinary daily tasks, going to work, cooking meals, interacting with friends, feel like monumental challenges. For some, the trauma manifests physically. Heart palpitations, nausea, muscle tension, and sleep disturbances are common. The body's heightened state of alert continues even when the mind may be trying to function normally, which can create a profound sense of alienation from oneself. It is not unusual for women to feel as though they are living inside a body that is operating independently, responding to danger signals long after the immediate threat has passed. One of the most striking aspects of post-infidelity trauma is the way it affects emotional regulation. A woman may find herself swinging between intense anger, profound sadness, and complete emotional numbness, often in rapid succession. She might experience sudden waves of rage, feeling compelled to confront her partner or seek retribution, followed by moments of exhaustion and emptiness, where even basic care for herself feels overwhelming. These emotional fluctuations are not a sign of weakness. They are the nervous system's natural response to betrayal. Trauma disrupts the brain's ability to modulate stress and emotion, and post-infidelity stress is no exception. It is important to understand that these reactions are expected and adaptive, even when they feel uncomfortable or alarming. Trust is deeply compromised in the aftermath of infidelity. Women with PISD often report hypervigilance, a heightened sensitivity to potential threats or signs of dishonesty. This hypervigilance can manifest in constant monitoring of their partner's behavior, scrutinizing communication, checking messages, and analyzing interactions for inconsistencies. It can extend beyond the relationship, influencing social interactions, professional relationships, and even casual encounters. Ordinary kindness or attention from others may be interpreted as manipulation or threat, which further reinforces a cycle of hyper-awareness and stress. The recalibration of trust is not a choice but a survival mechanism. When the person entrusted with safety violates that trust, the body and mind remain in alert until a new sense of stability is established. Another critical area affected by PISD is intimacy. Many women experience sexual avoidance or discomfort, finding that physical closeness now carries associations with betrayal, fear, or self-protection. Previously safe acts of intimacy may trigger intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, or physical reactions that make closeness feel unsafe. The body remembers the violation even when the conscious mind attempts to rationalize or forgive. This disruption is often compounded by a shift in self-perception. Women may internalize blame, questioning their attractiveness, judgment, or worthiness, even though the responsibility for the infidelity rests solely with the unfaithful partner. These distortions are common in trauma responses and require careful recognition and validation in order to begin healing. Sleep disturbances are another hallmark of PISD. Nighttime can become a particularly vulnerable period because the brain is less occupied by external tasks and more available to process memory and emotion. Many women report insomnia, frequent waking, nightmares, or vivid flashbacks during the night. The disruption of circadian rhythms and restorative sleep compounds emotional dysregulation, creating a feedback loop where exhaustion magnifies anxiety and intrusive thought patterns. Over time, this lack of rest can exacerbate depression, physical symptoms, and cognitive fatigue, making coping and decision-making increasingly difficult. Social dynamics also shift significantly. Friends and family may respond with a range of reactions, from supportive to judgmental. Some may offer platitudes or avoid the topic altogether, not knowing how to navigate the intensity of the betrayal. Others may inadvertently minimize the experience, suggesting that the woman should have seen it coming or just move on. These responses can intensify feelings of isolation, shame, and self-doubt. It is crucial to recognize that these social pressures are external stressors that compound the internal trauma of betrayal. Women must be supported in creating a network of trusted individuals who validate their experience and provide safe spaces for processing feelings. A central component of recovery involves reclaiming a sense of agency. In the immediate aftermath of infidelity, women often feel powerless, their autonomy and safety violated by the unfaithful partner and compounded by the method of discovery. Restoring agency involves setting boundaries, making informed decisions about the relationship's future, and engaging in practices that reinforce self-determination. This may include therapy, journaling, mindfulness exercises, and intentional self-care routines. Therapy, particularly trauma-informed approaches, provides a structured environment where women can explore the physical, emotional, and cognitive consequences of betrayal without judgment. Through guided reflection, they learn to distinguish between trauma-driven impulses and rational decision-making, which is essential for both emotional recovery and relational clarity. Grounding techniques are particularly effective in addressing hyperarousal and intrusive thoughts. Practices such as focused breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and sensory awareness can help regulate the nervous system, providing the body with signals that it is safe and present. By cultivating the ability to return attention to the present moment, women can begin to interrupt cycles of rumination and distress. These tools, while seemingly small, are foundational in re-establishing a sense of control over one's body and mind. Cognitive restructuring is another important strategy. Women often internalize self-blame or overgeneralize the betrayal, forming distorted beliefs about themselves, others, and relationships. Therapy helps identify these patterns and replace them with more balanced perspectives. For example, a woman may initially believe, "I am unlovable and this will always happen to me." Cognitive restructuring would guide her toward the understanding that the infidelity reflects the partner's choices and patterns, not her intrinsic worth or capacity for love. This shift is critical in rebuilding self-esteem and trust in oneself. Rebuilding relational trust, whether within the same partnership or in future relationships, is a gradual process. It requires consistent, observable actions that reinforce safety, transparency, and mutual respect. For some women, this may involve renegotiating relationship boundaries, requiring openness around communication and schedules, and attending joint therapy sessions. For others, it may mean ending the relationship and focusing on independent healing before entering a new partnership. Both paths can be valid and empowering, provided they are chosen intentionally rather than reactively. It is also essential to acknowledge that healing from PISD is rarely linear. Progress may be punctuated by setbacks, triggers, or emotional flare-ups. Anniversaries, unexpected encounters, or reminders of the betrayal can provoke intense reactions. What is important is not the absence of these experiences, but the woman's increasing ability to respond with regulation strategies, self-compassion, and reflection, rather than being swept away by the intensity of the moment. Women experiencing PISD can also benefit from creating meaningful routines and personal rituals that reinforce stability and self-care. Simple practices, such as regular exercise, meditation, creative expression, and structured daily schedules, help restore predictability and a sense of control. Over time, these routines contribute to physiological regulation, emotional resilience, and cognitive clarity, all of which support long-term recovery. Another key factor in healing is community. Engaging with supportive peers, whether through support groups, online communities, or trusted friendships, provides validation and perspective.
Knowing that the experience is shared by others reduces isolation and normalizes the emotional reactions to betrayal. This social scaffolding allows women to practice new coping strategies in a safe environment, gain insights from others' experiences, and reaffirm their agency.
The culmination of recovery is a return to autonomy and empowerment. Women who work through PISD learn to define themselves independent of the betrayal. They cultivate boundaries, restore trust in their own judgment, and reclaim joy, intimacy, and connection on their own terms. They often emerge with a deeper understanding of themselves, clearer expectations for relationships, and tools for managing future relational challenges. Recovery is not about erasing the pain, but integrating the experience into a narrative of resilience and self-determination. Importantly, therapy and structured support allow women to differentiate between anger and empowerment, between protective caution and paranoia, and between grief and maladaptive rumination. They learn to channel emotional energy constructively, make informed decisions about relationships, and develop coping mechanisms that protect both their mental health and physical well-being. These skills are not only applicable to current relationships, but serve as lifelong strategies for emotional regulation and relational health. Finally, it is vital to understand that PISD is not a reflection of weakness or failure. The disorder is a natural, adaptive response to a profound relational trauma. Recognizing symptoms, seeking professional support, and practicing self-care are acts of courage and self-respect. Women navigating PISD are demonstrating resilience simply by engaging with the pain, processing it, and choosing to move forward in a world that suddenly feels untrustworthy. Post-infidelity stress disorder is a multifaceted, deeply human experience. It impacts the mind, body, emotions, and relational patterns of women who encounter it. By understanding the physiological, cognitive, and social dimensions of this disorder, women, and those who support them, can approach recovery with compassion, knowledge, and intentionality. Healing is possible, and while the road may be long and challenging, it ultimately leads to restored agency, renewed trust in oneself, and the capacity to engage in relationships with clarity and confidence. To conclude, women who experience PISD after infidelity undergo a profound journey of trauma, self-discovery, and eventual empowerment. The disorder manifests in emotional dysregulation, intrusive thoughts, hypervigilance, and challenges to intimacy, trust, and identity. Recovery is grounded in therapy, self-care, and intentional rebuilding of boundaries and agency. With time, support, and structured coping strategies, women can move from disorientation and hyperarousal to a place of informed empowerment, resilience, and renewed capacity for meaningful connection. If you or someone you love is struggling after betrayal, remember, your reactions are valid and help is available. Comment below if you relate, share this video to support others, and subscribe for more insights into healing, self-discovery, and reclaiming your life after trauma. You don't have to navigate this alone. Let's learn and heal together. Thanks for watching.